Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. The leadership style in the coming days, weeks, months, probably years by the southeastern governors and the southeasterners and the agitators for Biafra will go a long way to determine how the southeast region will look like, or if they will survive this whole leadership technicality, or if they will weather the storm. Eventually we'll find out. But we have two in one news where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have spoken. In fact, he made a new vow concerning this whole issue of security, his men, and of course the sacrifices he has made and what must go, what must give. And of course, the apex social cultural group of the southeastern region has also pleaded, have also spoken, and they are actually showing the red lights. It's really a serious matter. But before going to the news proper to find out all this and much more, we'd like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Where the Ohaneze Ndigbo worldwide on Sunday cautioned the federal government against any deployment of military to the southeast. It also warned that such action could lead to Nigerians break up. Mazi Okechukwu Izuguzoro, the Secretary General Ohaneze Ndigbo worldwide, gave the caution in a statement he made available. He said the Southeast has remained the nation's safest place for foreign and local investments. What is happening now is not strange, as the UK ambassador announced in his earlier warnings that northern bandits were sponsored to the south, possibly to wreak havoc and tensions in the region. Our belief and suspicions were reinforced through evidences of serial attacks and violence perpetrated in our zone by unknown gunmen, that's UGM, a few weeks after UK's warning of exodus of northern bandits heading towards south with provocative agenda to inflict crisis, anarchy, and promotion of civil disturbances, especially in the peaceful southeast and south for political reasons. He called on President Muhammadu Buhari to resist the temptation of military deployment to the southeast, as the consequences might be disastrous and a preparatory ground for unending guerrilla activities or another avoidable civil war. Igbo has implicit confidence on ESN, that's Eastern Security Network, and Ebube, the one created by the southeastern governors for self-defense. Military must focus on the insurgents in the north and refuse to fight at all fronts at the same time. Ndigbo are emergency experts, and any infiltration in the process of Igbo defensive mechanism might spell doom for Nigeria. Ndigbo don't need military assistance now, except there are high-level manipulations to destabilize and destroy our region for political purposes and deny Ndigbo presidency in 2023. Nnamdi Kanu also have reacted, of course, to what is going on. Obviously, for some hours ago, the main mention of the fact that ESN and IPOB are being targeted, but he had decided to speak up concerning it and what has to go, what has to give. Well, according to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he said, well, he vowed never to back down on the struggle for Biafra freedom. Kanu said he has sacrificed his parents for the Biafran agitation and was ready to do more for the struggle. Kanu stated this on Saturday evening through an inscription on an image he wrote on his verified social media handle, which also indicated the date and time for his usual radio program. The inscription says, "I sacrificed my mother and my father to get Biafra. I will sacrifice everything." Meanwhile, in a separate tweet, Kanu was reacting to a publication by the online news platform that reported 7 military officers arrested for supporting bandits. He said he predicted it earlier on. And as Tiwa Danjuma has said, according to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he said, "If you don't defend yourselves, you will all die one by one," he added. A lot of reactions followed that statement, and Now, Ohaneze Ndigbo, don't forget that we have two fractions of Ohaneze Ndigbo. We have the one that Izuguzoro is actually their spokesperson, and we also have the one that is the ambassador, ambassador, yeah, former ambassador, and he's actually the one, Professor Biozo. Actually, he is the one that the governors recognize each time they want to talk to Ohaneze Ndigbo for anything or social cultural things or politics or for the affairs of Ndigbo Southeasterners. They usually call Professor Biozo into the picture, saying he's the one representing Ohaneze Ndigbo. But when it comes to the people, when it comes to speaking for the people, for the average Ndigbo out there, or Izuguzoro, the other fraction that's been usually come up to speak. And he's saying this that they do not need the military presence. He's saying that he's actually advising. He actually said that it's possible that Ohanes that ESN, that's Eastern Security Network, and Obubagu can jointly in unison, okay, they'll find a way around it, and that they can actually defend the territory of Southeast. And he made mention of the intel they had, where they had actually been warned earlier on that the bandits are moving from north to southwards, and after that, usually now we now started hearing things like UGM. People were wondering who are these UGM, and he's now said that the UGMs are actually not Indiwos, and the UGMs are actually not ESN, the UGM are not IPOB. The UGM probably, maybe those intels or those infiltration the intels had warned earlier on. And it says so that the military will not be overwhelmed and will not have a situation in our hands, according to Easy Guzoro. He's saying, let the military face full square what is happening is northern region, and let the southerners accept it if it's on a very high scale, that ESN, that they have confidence in ESN, they have very strong confidence in Ebube that is about coming up, or that is already ongoing. The training is actually ongoing, and that with that, they can actually work things out. Master Nnamdi Kanu said, if in the quest of getting Biafra actualized, it cost him his father, his mother. He said, in the process, okay, of getting Biafra, that the parent had to die. The trauma of what happened in Afaruku, affected the parents to the point that they saw the military presence, and that the trauma affected the parents, and they gave up, and they go simultaneous, as in it was quite close. And he said if they can go, he can actually give up his parents, then nothing is too big, to give up that until Biafra is actualized. So you now see that it's a very serious issue, and it requires a lot of tactics from the leaders. I mean, the Southeasterners, the Southeastern leaders, they need a lot of tactical style, leadership style. They need to engage, all the stakeholders need to be engaged honestly. They need to engage them so that a wrong move actually can cause a whole lot of damage in that region. So it's not a case of sitting in high horses and just drumming down instruction like a dictator. It's a time now to embrace the people, find out what is hurting them, and carry them along. You could just be surprised the kind of information they may be relying or relaying to you if you just but listen. But that's what we're gonna wrap it up. Let's put that conversation. What's the take on what is going on in Southeastern region, of course, with Mazina.